What a game 7, guys. That was about as fun as it gets. Before we get started, make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's talk about Heat Celtics game 1. All right, this series is going to be a blast. You could tell from this game that these teams are similar in a lot of ways. They're both teams that have great coaching, lots of athletes on the floor. I think the Celtics probably are a little bit of a younger team, but both teams have athleticism, a lot of young athletes. I mean, for Miami, you've got Bam Adebayo and you've got some other young athletes, but you've got some vets mixed in there with Jimmy Buckets and Goran Dragic, Jay Crowder. For Boston, you've got long, athletic players as well. Both teams have great coaching that teaches players to switch or switch it up. The Heat started this game doing a lot of things on defense, like they were going into zone, going out of zone, doing a lot of different things. It's a chess match, and it's a lot of fun. The Celtics look like we probably expected them to look. They have some really high-end starting talent that just does a lot of things. I don't know when it happened, but basically Marcus Smart became the best player on the Celtics. I don't know when it happened, but he's unbelievable for them. He can do so many things, and he causes problems for everyone he guards because he can switch on anybody. He can actually guard centers at times, especially when you've got smaller centers. You can actually kind of get by with him guarding a center. He does so many things, and then he's hitting the three at an incredible rate. Tonight, Marcus Smart, 26 points. He was 6 for 13 from three. That's unbelievable. He is just a game changer, and he has been everything that the Celtics have needed in the absence of Gordon Hayward. And honestly, guy, eyebrows in my eyes. What's going on? He has been everything they've needed without Gordon Hayward, and I have to say, if Gordon Hayward comes back, let me know in the comments if you guys have seen when that'll happen, if it will at all. But I don't think they're better with Gordon Hayward on the floor instead of Marcus Smart. I just don't know how you make that switch because Marcus Smart has been so good in these playoffs. He has won games for them. He's fantastic. His ability to defend, hit threes, he's the guy that makes winning plays. I love that guy. Jayson Tatum is just a superstar. He is the focal point of their offense, and he just continues to be incredible in these playoffs. Tonight, 30 points. His averages weren't that great, 41% from the field, 33% from three, but that's because he's the focal point of the Heat defense, and they're putting their best defenders on him whenever they can to guard him, whether it's Iguodala, Butler, whoever. They are going to put their best guys and try to figure out ways to stop him. And so for him to be able to still overcome that and shoulder that offensive burden and score is amazing. Boston's got to be really happy with what they get. Jaylen Brown had a pretty good offensive night, 6 for 14 from the field, which is 42%. That's good. And then 3 for 4 from three. I mean, if there's anything you got to be a little nervous about if you're Boston is you had a great night from Marcus Smart, a great night from Jaylen Brown. Jayson Tatum had a pretty good night. I mean, he'll have nights where he's probably a little better than that. And you lost the game, and you can probably run that down to Kemba Walker, he hit that nice step back at the end. But guess what? Kemba Walker shot 6 for 19 from the field and was 1 for 9 from three. Kemba Walker is In-N-Out Burger. Kemba Walker is like this player, or like In-N-Out Burger, that everyone talks about it. Oh, it's so amazing. Oh, have you tried it? It's unbelievable. For the price, it's pretty great. Oh my gosh. And you can get like off the menu items. They're amazing. They've got little step backs that they can do this and blah, blah, blah. And then you actually watch them, or you actually go and get an In-N-Out Burger. And there's like, the onions aren't really that great. They're like too much or something like that. And you're like, this is what it is? 6 for 19? That's what it is? This is what you were raving about in hamburgers? This is like a step above Wendy's. Come on. And this is what I see from Kemba Walker. He's always a giant meh. And I lived in North Carolina, at one point, and I watched a lot of Kemba Walker, and I've seen this. He's not this clutch player. And so if I'm Miami, they're taking him out of the series, and maybe he's a little bit hurt, but this ain't anything new. I mean, go watch Team USA. Go watch old Charlotte basketball games. This ain't nothing new. It is what it is, but it's frustrating. I think even check out the All-Star game. What are you talking about? What is going on? People talk about Kemba Walker too much, And he's just going to be outmatched in this series. Honestly, if I have Gordon Hayward come back, I would bench Kemba and have him be a really nice six-man and have Gordon Hayward start in his place. Because Gordon Hayward can handle the ball. He's bigger and longer, and you can do better things on defense. Probably a better idea. But Miami, a lot of fun. Jimmy Butler is one of my favorite players in the league. Just an absolute beast. Two-way player that's phenomenal. He's a playmaker, too. Gets other players involved. Tonight, 50% from the field. 2 for 3 from 3 with that monster 3 at the end to almost push the Heat over the top. 2 rebounds, or let's see, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Plus 9. He is just a monster, and his defense is fantastic. Jimmy Butler just wins you games. That's all he does everywhere he's gone. So Minnesota, we can talk about all the things that went on in Minnesota. He flat out made Minnesota a playoff team. Can you, like, that should be something that gets him maybe in the Hall of Fame, is you made Minnesota, that dumpster fire, a playoff team. He goes to Philadelphia. They dang near 1 bucket away from going to the Eastern Conference Finals and maybe all the way, you know? He's unbelievable. And now with the Miami Heat, if they can win this series, they're going to go to the finals. Jimmy Butler wins you games. And anyone who said anything about Jimmy Butler needs to be quiet and sit down and stop talking about basketball ever again. Because all Jimmy Butler does is win games. That's all he does. He wins you games. That's what he does. Jay Crowder has been just on a hot streak this whole playoffs. And, you know, at a certain point, Spoelstra's just figured out how to make him comfortable, and he's just figured his shot out. And he 5 for 9 from 3 tonight. He's fantastic. Jay Crowder's an underrated defender, by the way. That guy is big, strong, and moves good enough that he can guard, you know, wings and some centers. He's just a solid player. That was just a really solid pickup for the Heat. You know, he's not going to get a lot of headlines, but Iguodala had some great defensive plays in this game. He had a block that was like game-changing, just some high-level defense. He is like one of those guys that does those, like helps Kemba Walker go 6 for 19, but you're not going to see a lot of headline stuff. And then finally, you've just got to give credit. Well, Goran Dragic, they don't win this game without Goran Dragic. 29 points. He was fantastic. 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Goran Dragic is fantastic, and he was really, you know, the Bam Adebayo block, we'll talk about that, but that Goran Dragic game is why you are in this game and you can win, because my goodness, did he put up insane stuff. It's just hard to not like this Heat team. Tyler Hero, 12 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, a quiet one away from a triple-double from Hero. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then finally, Bam Adebayo, that block was out of this world. One of the best blocks I've ever seen, especially considering the stakes. Jayson Tatum went up like he should have to try to get the foul. And Bam Adebayo, 1, did not foul him, and 2, made just an insane block. So impressive. That guy is a monster. He can switch. He, you know, on offense, he's a good passer, and he does some nice things. He has a nice little mid-range game, but that he's just an all-around player, and that's kind of what you've got in this Heat team, is these guys that are all-around players that can do a lot of things. You know, pretty incredible stuff. So big win for the Heat. There's nothing else you can say. It's the teams that can win these close games that win series. So 1 game to the Heat. Pretty nice. Guys, that's all I got to say. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit the bell to get notifications. I will talk to you later.